Here's the 30-second lesson on what legends know. Never practice nunchucks in a crowded room. Never eat chole before a road trip. Always take your shirt off before you iron it. Don't take a call near a swimming pool. And don't forget, saving is not investing. Legends don't just save, they invest in mutual funds. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
On a per capita basis or per million population basis, India must have more godmen than any country in the world. Among that vast community, diverse community of godmen and women of great variety, the one who stands out both for his fame and large following and also infamy. And do I dare say infamy? All right, there are legal cases there. That is Baba Gurmeet Ram Rahim Insan. Gurmeet Ram Rahim Insan, 57 years old, has achieved much in his life. And he's done a great deal to build his legend. He's made movies about himself, recorded songs, recorded item numbers. Remember, I'm your love charger. So sometimes he's also called by those who want to ridicule him as the love charger Baba. But his devotees love it. The latest achievement that, in fact, from his point of view and point of view of his devotees is an achievement, is an acquittal in a murder case. So Punjab and Haryana High Court has acquitted him and 4 others in the murder of a man called Ranjit Singh, who was also a devotee for some time. He served in the Dera of Baba Gurmeet Ram Rahim Insan. Insan is a title that added to his name subsequently. I will mention to you why and how that happened as we go along. So Ranjit Singh was killed in the ashram. That case was handed over to the CBI. CBI had taken it to court. A CBI court had convicted him in October 2021. The Punjab and Haryana High Court has now acquitted him, saying that the investigation by the CBI was tainted and sketchy, right? Tainted and sketchy investigation by the investigating officer. This is in courts. So that's how he's been acquitted. So first of all, give up any fears and phobias. I see a lot that's running on social media since yesterday, since this acquittal came out, that he's now going to walk free. In fact, everything is now assessed or seen or judged depending on where you are coming from in this polarized time. So a lot of people are saying, oh, look, Omar Khalid had bail denied to him. He'll stay on in jail, whereas Baba Gurmeet Ram Rahim will walk on bail. Gurmeet Ram Rahim has been acquitted. It's not bail, in fact. He's been acquitted, but he will not walk. Because, as I told you, he's collected a lot of fame, but a lot of infamy as well. So he may have been acquitted in one murder case, but he's already a convict in another murder case. And that life sentence still hangs on his head. Besides that, he's also a convict in the rape of two women devotees on his dera as well, for each one of which he's serving a 10-year sentence. So in fact, as he's been sentenced in these cases, for each rape, he was sentenced for 10 years. That is 10 years on top of 10 years. These are not to run simultaneously. So that is 10 plus 10. And his first sentence for life, for murder, that is the murder of a journalist, of the editor of a paper in Sirsa, the hometown and Adda of the Baba or Dera of the Baba, paper called Pura Sach. So the editor of Pura Sach, Ramchandra Chhatrapati, he was also assassinated by two motorcycle-borne gunmen. In that assassination also, he's been convicted. That is life imprisonment for 20 years. That 20 years is supposed to run on top of the two rape convictions. So 10 years for one rape, 10 years for another case, then 20 years on top of that for murder. This murder conviction and sentencing from which he's now been acquitted, that was to run concurrently with the other life sentence. So in any case, now he's been in jail for about 7 years, that is since 2017, which means he's been in jail for a maximum of 7 years. So effectively, he's still serving his first rape sentence of 10 years. Of course, he has appealed all of these sentences in high courts. in higher courts, and we'll see what happens as we go along. But that is the situation right now. So once again, I repeat, he is serving effectively the first of his rape sentences for 10 years. After that will begin the next rape sentence for another 10 years, after which will begin his 20-year life sentence for the assassination, murder of Ramchandra Chhatrapati, the editor of a local newspaper in Sirsa, who had dared to expose the goings-on, the same goings-on for which all these cases are going on, against the Baba in Sirsa. So that is the situation right now. So first of all, get rid of the fears that he's about to walk out tomorrow. It would have been some story, frankly, if it had walked out today or tomorrow, because Punjab's going to poll on Saturday. He has a lot of followers, and we've seen a pattern, and I will explain that to you, give you some data as we go along. We've seen a pattern of governments giving him parole, releasing him on parole on the eve of elections, because he has a lot of followers. Unlike the other Babas, India has many kinds of Babas. I would say 3 categories of Babas. So one category is Babas that really cater to the super rich, government to cater to the super rich. I can say the Maybach, Land Cruiser, BMW, series this, series that, or Mercedes this class or that class. That is the one set of godmen in India. The next set is a bit more working class, the kind of people who buy cars in sort of the 20 lakh, 25 lakh, 15 to 25 lakh kind of bracket. So the Maybach class, the Maybach, Land Cruiser, Mercedes, BMW, series this and that class, that you would imagine have a smaller market, a very effective premium smaller market. All premium markets are smaller. Then the next class has a bigger market. But the class that has the mass market is the class represented by Baba Ram Rahim. That is the class that buys all your popular motorcycles, the Hero Splendors, Honda Shine, Bajaj Pulsar, TVS Raider, and things like that. Those really run into millions and millions and millions. Among them, probably the largest following in India is with Baba Ram Rahim, and a lot of that is concentrated in the states of Haryana and Punjab. And that is where that following gives him a big vote power, and that big vote power has actually kept the local police off his back. The local police in Haryana, irrespective of who's been in power in Haryana, has always been in cahoots with him or complicit with him, or has generally protected him, or even if they were assigned to investigate a case against him, they found nothing and they've closed the case. It's only in some cases where people have shown the courage to go to higher courts, to high court, and to seek justice, as in this case. In Ranjit Singh's case also, the local police investigated the killing, and then they said they found nothing. After the local police gave clean chit to Baba Ram Rahim, it is Ranjit Singh's son Jagsir Singh who went to High Court. High Court then ordered an inquiry under a Sessions Court, and then finally brought in the CBI, and that's how this case was investigated. However, we know that in this particular case, he's been acquitted. Now, what are the other cases and how did it start? We look at the 3 other cases in which he's a convict and serving sentences. He's under trial in many other cases also, including one in which, again, one of his devotees has gone and complained that he, along with about 400 others, were quote-unquote conned into letting the Baba and his doctors perform surgeries to take out their testicles, on the promise that they will get mukti or nirvana. And apparently or allegedly, those testicles are kept in deep freeze somewhere. In that case, the Baba is under trial, as are 2 of the doctors who are working at his hospital. So there are many other cases which are currently going on. All these trials drag on and on and on, as you would expect, but that trial is also on. Now, how did it start? It started in 2002. In 2002, an anonymous letter started circulating. Anonymous letter started circulating in Sirsa among the devotees of the Baba. You have to just see the pictures of the Dera. It is like a big fortress. High walls, there is security, and inside It's almost like a little city which has a cave-like structure, gufa as it's called, where the Baba used to live. And in fact, many of the women devotees, particularly young women devotees, apparently or allegedly, they had their living quarters not far from the gufa and connected with the gufa through a passage that wasn't really visible to everybody. So even the two women in whose rape he's been convicted, they complained that their complaint was that the system was that these women would take turns, or apparently a rota would run, so they would go and look after the Baba. So it was these two who complained of being raped by him, and that's where the Baba was convicted. So 2002, this anonymous letter began circulating, mainly complaining of exploitation of women by the Baba. It was enraged by that letter that the Baba summoned Ranjit Singh. That was the prosecution case. That he summoned Ranjit Singh and he said, why the hell are you doing this? Ranjit Singh meanwhile had left the Dera. Ranjit Singh was a devotee living on the Dera, serving the Baba along with his family, right? Along with his family, including women. Now Ranjit Singh had left the Dera. The Baba allegedly suspected that Ranjit Singh was behind this letter. So he was called in and he was told to stop this. Obviously, he must have said, I have done nothing, I can do nothing about it. In the process, he was shot by two gunmen on 10th of July 2002. All of this is happening in the first half of 2002. So 10th of July 2002, the first big event happens, that is the killing of Ranjit Singh. This anonymous letter of 2002 had also been sent to the Prime Minister, to Chief Justice of India, and to other prominent people in the state and outside. Around time this killing took place, because killing allegedly took place to buy silence on this letter and also to ask how come this letter like this went out. Around time this happened, this Sirsa Eveninger, Sirsa is a district town in Haryana. It's become district lately. In fact, I lived in Sirsa more than 50 years back in 1966-67 when the state of Punjab split, and my father, who was in the state government, opted to work in Haryana. So we were moved to Haryana. His first posting was Sirsa. It was a very little place. It wasn't a district yet. It had a tiny cinema hall. Our little home was behind the cinema hall. We had shared walls. So you could pretty much hear a lot of the sounds, at least the songs and louder parts of the dialogue from the cinema hall through your rear walls of your house. That said, Sirsa is really in the drier parts of Haryana. It's not in the older original Green Revolution zone. So a lot of the local people in that area are not people who are very rich, and rich people were not the followers of the Dera. These were really the backward caste, the poor people, lower middle classes, and scheduled caste people from Haryana and Punjab, some from UP and Rajasthan as well, because his fame in this case had spread. And they would come and spend long periods in the Dera. It was in that city that Pura Sach the Eveninger published this letter. This letter was published, and within 5 days of the publication of the letter was published on October 19, 2002. Within 5 days after the publication, October 24, 2022, the editor of the paper, Ramchandar Chhatrapati, who was editor and owner of the paper, he was killed by two gunmen, devotees of the Baba. He took a bunch of bullets, survived for then, was taken to hospital, fought for life for almost a month, and then succumbed to his injuries on November 21. So that was another murder case that was registered, but once again, state government was not moving on it and looked like the state police was going to bury this case because there are just too many votes involved. This Baba, of all the Babas in the region, this Baba commanded the largest number of votes and by far the largest following in Punjab and Haryana. So no government wanted to touch him. So the son of Ramchandra Chhatrapati, Anshul Chhatrapati, as in the case of Ranjit Singh, it was son Jagsir Singh who went to higher court seeking justice. In this case, son Anshul Chhatrapati, he went to High Court, and High Court then ordered a probe and then brought in investigating agencies. In this case, the CBI charge sheeted the Baba in 2007. That case ended in conviction in 2019. So 5 years after the assassination, charge sheet was filed, and 17 years after the assassination, a conviction took place in the Chhatrapati assassination, where Baba Ram Rahim was given a life sentence, but the judge in this case said, life sentence is all right. He already has 2 rape sentences. So this life sentence will run after he has finished his rape sentences. So he doesn't get the benefit of sentences running concurrently. So this is 2019. While this conviction is given, another case has come under trial. That is the Ranjit Singh murder case. Ranjit Singh murder has taken place in the same year, 2002, but before Ramchandra Chhatrapati. Remember, the context is the same. The context is the same. The context is the anonymous letter making allegations of rape. And even the 2 rape convictions, which I will tell you about, even those 2 rape convictions followed that anonymous letter, because that anonymous letter also includes the 2 women who finally lodged formal complaints with the police, taking Baba Ram Rahim to his 2 rape convictions. So one murder conviction in 2019. At the same time, the other murder trial is going on. That is the murder of Ranjit Singh. Meanwhile, in August 2017, he has also been convicted in 2 rape cases, rapes of 2 of the sadhvis serving him in his ashram. As I told you, that was 10 plus 10, 20 years. Appeals in that case are also pending. So once again, for clarity, 3 convictions, and I'm giving you the dates. 1 August 2017, that's a twin conviction in 2 rape cases. Rape of 2 sadhvis serving on his dera. January 2019, murder conviction for Ramchandra Chhatrapati's assassination. That's a life sentence to run after the 2 rape sentences. 2 sentences for rape, 10 plus 10 years, and this is 20 years of life sentence. Then October 2021, conviction for Ranjit Singh's murder. That was to run concurrently with the other life sentence. That's the one in which he's been acquitted. Now, while all of this is going on, in July 2012, another devotee, in this case a male, Hansraj Chauhan, he goes to the police and he says, and finally he lands up also in the High Court. Nobody gets any justice with police, because in Haryana, no police would touch the Baba. In fact, not even in Punjab, because even the Akalis who complain all the time about Baba, accuse him of sacrilege, blasphemy, apostasy, all kinds of things, they also ultimately go out to protect him, because they know that a lot of the Sikhs, particularly of backward castes, of scheduled castes, also follow the Baba and will follow his diktats when it comes to election time. So in Haryana, no justice from police. So a devotee called Hansraj Chauhan also reached the High Court, and he complained that between 1999 and 2000, his testicles were taken out surgically by doctors working at the Dera hospital. And along with him, there were 400 others whose testicles were taken out on the promise that they will get mukti or nirvana or anything. And apparently that those testicles, they've been told that those testicles are being kept in cold storage. Now, why would anybody take out any human being's testicles? I have no idea. I know I keep reading these stories of these sex change things or transition things that go on now, but obviously that wasn't his idea, and that is not what Gurmeet Ram Rahim was doing. I'm saying this seriously. Maybe it was a ritual, or maybe it is just an allegation. There is nothing to it, because this is an ongoing case. But there is 400 people, and if they are saying that their testicles have been taken out, then that is something that can be easily established medically. This case was charge sheeted on February 1, 2008, and besides Baba Ram Rahim, 2 doctors from his hospital at the Dera called Shah Satnamji Multi-Speciality Hospital. Shah Satnamji is like the founder of the Dera. In fact, Shah Satnam Singh Ji's anniversary falls in the 3rd week of January, I think 19th January every year, and that is around time Baba Ram Rahim Insan, Gurmeet Baba Ram Rahim Insan, is also given as one of his routine paroles, one of his many routine paroles. So these two doctors, MP Singh and Pankaj Garg, working at Shah Satnamji Multi-Speciality Hospital, have also been charged in the same case of taking away the testicles of these 400 odd devotees. That case is going on. Now look at something else. The Baba, it is the majesty of Indian justice system that finally the High Court, great compliments to Punjab and Haryana High Court, that they got involved in each case and asked for justice and ordered justice. And that's how these cases have even come to the light. They've been pursued, charge sheets filed, in some cases convictions also handed out. That said, while the Baba has been in jail, look at the history and the paradox of his paroles. He keeps getting paroles all the time, so much so that Haryana government actually amended its parole law, passed a new parole law to make paroles easier for convicts. So earlier, somebody seeking a parole had to give reasons, sickness, a family emergency, plowing my fields, anything like that. Haryana in 2022 passed a law which said that no such application was required. You did not have to give any justification for parole. In fact, that law, if anything, could have been called Baba Gurmeet Ram Rahim Parole Act. I'm being half serious and I'm being sarcastic. I'm not being funny, I'm being sarcastic. Or maybe it could have been called Baba Gurmeet Ram Rahim Insan Amendment to the Parole Act. He was getting so many paroles, one on top of the other, that many people got upset, particularly Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee in Punjab. They went to Punjab and Haryana High Court, which put a little restraint earlier this year. They said that any future paroles now to the Baba, they did not stay the new Haryana Act, but they said any future paroles to Baba Gurmeet Ram Rahim have to be first cleared with them. That is something against which the Baba and his followers have also filed a further appeal. So that's an ongoing case. Now look at some of his paroles. In 2022-23, for example, he got paroled out 6 times. 6 times. 21 days from 7th February 22, 30 days from 17th June 22, 40 days from 15th of October 2022, again 40 days from 21st of January 2023, 30 days from 20th of July 2023, then 21 days from 21st of November 2023. In each case, you can find a coincidence if you want to call it a coincidence. In fact, you could even say that his 40-day parole in October, from 15th October 2022 was a 2-in-1 because that coincided with Himachal elections as well as Haryana Panchayat elections. So in fact, both Haryana Panchayat elections, since his conviction and sentencing, he's been paroled out because you know what? He has many more followers in rural Haryana than even in urban Haryana. Now, how powerful he is, despite being a convict and in jail, his operation, his dera, everything is running like clockwork, right? He's like the owner of a company who's really set up such a good professional management system that it doesn't matter whether he's available or not. Not just that, it's the political system. All political parties in the 2 states, Punjab and Haryana, are not just scared of him, they actively court him even while he's in jail. I told you the story of his paroles. And by the way, that list I gave you of his paroles is by no means definitive because he's been getting paroles and also furloughs. The difference used to be that for a parole, you had to give a reason. For a furlough, you did not have to give a reason. You could just ask for a furlough. Again, the difference was that the parole is like the suspension of a sentence, which means you go out on parole for 50 days, you will then serve 50 days extra. It is not docked against your sentencing. Whereas a furlough is like a remission. So if in a year, in Haryana now, under the new law, they allow 70 days of parole and 20 days of furlough. So every year he can go on a 20-day furlough as well. Now to give you an example of how powerful he is. There was a time, and that is when he added the word insan to his name. Remember I told you early on that I will tell you how did that insan come in. So there was a time when he was charged with blasphemy. Blasphemy, sacrilege, those are very sensitive issues in Punjab with the Sikh community. We've seen a series of lynchings lately, which is very unfortunate. So he was charged with pretending to be a Sikh guru. Now in Sikhism, if anybody pretends to be a guru, Guru Gobind Singh was the last guru, and Guru Gobind Singh then ordered his followers to follow the holy book, Guru Granth Sahib, as the guru from now on. In fact, Guru Manyo Granth was his order, that consider the Granth, the holy book, Guru Granth Sahib, as your guru. There cannot be a human guru after him. Now, there was an allegation that he was pretending to be a guru, he was dressing like a guru, he faced a blasphemy case, he was acquitted from it in 2014. After that, subsequently, it is the Sikh clergy at the Akal Takht Sahib, the head priests there have the power, like the Pope of the Vatican, to issue hukamnamas, or what is the Sikh equivalent of ecclesiastical bulls or encyclicals. So they issued a hukamnama ordering the Sikh community not to have any social relationship or interaction with the Baba or his followers. So that was like a social boycott. That happened. The Akalis panicked. Akalis were in power, but they panicked because they thought if this happens, Baba gets upset, Baba can transfer his votes elsewhere. So Akalis worked behind the scenes on an apology. So Baba Gurmeet Ram Rahim then gave a video apology which was accepted by this clergy. Remember, the clergy are employed by Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee, which is ruled by the Shiromani Akali Dal. So they accepted the apology, which the devout among the Sikhs saw as a great betrayal. As that protest picked up, the clergy then withdrew the acceptance of that apology. By that time, too much damage was done. But you can see that the preeminent Sikh party was also complicit with the Baba. And that has led to this larger feeling in Punjab today that there is nobody to protect them from what they see as sacrilege at the Gurdwaras, sacrilege against the holy book. Nobody is punished, nobody is convicted. And that, unfortunately, and I will repeat, that unfortunately, is used as an excuse and a justification for these lynchings. It was around that time when Baba Gurmeet Ram Rahim also obviously got very concerned, worried, I'd even dare to say scared that to be seen as a blasphemer in that geography is not such a good idea, that he said, look, I don't pretend to be a god and I don't pretend to be a guru. That is why I'm adding another word to my name, that is insan. Insan means obviously human being. Now in the beginning I told you there are many godmen in India. In fact, in Punjab and Haryana, if India has more godmen and women per capita or per million or per crore population for the entire world, Punjab and Haryana must have more per million population than any place in the rest of the country. So I have done two things about them, which I will share with you. One is the 2017 National Interest, which is headlined Clueless in Babaland. And then subsequently, there is a Cut The Clutter episode also, which was published on the eve of the last assembly elections in Punjab. I'm sharing links of both of these with you with the description of this video.